Hello, welcome to my channel Storytime English. Today, we are going to do something special. We are going to travel back in time
a world that
more
looks
than
nothing like the world you live in today.
A world with no electric lights, no radio, no
After
television,
sunset,
the
no
streets were
internet.
dark. Cities were lit by
Sending
gas
a
lamps
message
and
instantly
candles
to
someone across the world was considered pure
And yet,
fantasy. One man sat in a small village in Serbia and
he
dreamed of
all
lighting
of it.
the entire world. He dreamed of sending power through the air without wires. He dreamed of a global communication network connecting every human being on Earth. He was not a king. He was not a general. He was not even a scientist, a wealthy man, a dreamer. A man who fought the world's most powerful people and lost almost everything, but whose ideas became the foundation of the modern world. His name was Nikola Tesla. This is his story, one of the most remarkable in all of human history. The year was 1856. The place? The village of Smiljan. The world in 1856 was still largely powered by fire. Coal burned in engines. Wood burned in fireplaces. Candles burned on dinner tables. Electricity was known but barely understood. No one had found a way to use it practically. No one had figured out how to bring it into homes or send it over long distances. And somewhere in that small Serbian village, the boy who would answer that wait was just being Nikola born. Tesla came into the world at exactly midnight, July 10th, 1856. A man born on the boundary between darkness and light, who would spend his entire life pushing back the darkness. His father, Milutin Tesla, was a Serbian Orthodox priest. He wanted his son, Nikola, to follow him into the church. His mother, Juka, had never attended school a single day in her life, and yet she had a photographic memory extraordinary by any measure. She also built small mechanical devices for the home, designed entirely by her own hands. Said everything he became, he owed to his mother. From the very beginning, young Nikola was different. He had frightening intensity of focus. For hours, working through mathematical problems. He had entirely in his detailed mental visions of machines that appeared as clearly as physical objects caused him pain. Certain sounds were unbearable. The ticking of a watch. He was simply the strange, brilliant child, the boy who watched thunderstorms with pure joy. When Nikola was around 7 years old, something happened that would define his life. A summer storm rolled in over Smiljan. Most people ran inside. He stood in the open field, rain soaking his clothes, and watched the sky crack open with a sound like the world splitting. A bolt of lightning struck a large oak tree. Most children would have screamed and run. Nikola stood completely still. In his mind, a question formed. A question so large, it would take decades to answer. From that moment, electricity became his obsession. Against his father's wishes, Tesla pursued science and engineering. He completed a 4-year program in just 3 years. His math ability integral calculus problems in his head, while classmates used pencil and paper. In 1875, he enrolled at the Austrian Polytechnic in Graz. His professors, one of Europe's finest universities, calling Nikola a star of the first magnitude. But in his second year, a professor brought a direct current motor into the physics lab. The machine worked, but it sparked dangerously at the commutator connection points. Everyone accepted this as a normal limitation, but not Tesla. He stood up. What if we removed the commutator and used alternating current instead? The professor said it was theoretically impossible, like building a perpetual motion machine. The class agreed. The textbooks agreed. Sat down. But he did not. The idea stayed inside him like a splinter, uncomfortable, insistent, impossible to remove. Then one evening in February 1882, everything changed. Tesla was walking in a park in Budapest with his friend Anthony Szigeti. They were reciting Goethe's Faust from memory. The sun was setting. Tesla stopped walking. He grabbed Szigeti's arm. His eyes went wide. His lips Szigeti thought he was having a medical episode. Tesla said nothing. He reached down, picked up a stick, rapid movements, and crouched he began to the ground. Drawing in the dirt lines, circles, arrows, the complete showing rotation, detailed design of a rotating magnetic field, the principle of a C motors. Szigeti stared at the diagram in the dirt, unsure if his friend had gone insane, had just changed the world. Tesla had changed the world. In June 1884, Nikola Tesla boarded a ship bound for New York. His luggage was stolen. Most of his money was taken on the journey in the richest city in the world with 4 cents in his pocket and a letter of introduction to Thomas Alva Edison. The letter said, "I know 2 great men, and you." Edison read the letter. He gave Tesla a job. Tesla worked 6 days a week, sometimes sleeping only 2 or 3 hours. He redesigned Edison's DC generators, making them significantly more efficient. He solved problems that had stumped Edison's other engineers. Then came the offer, redesign my entire system, and I will pay you $50,000. Tesla worked for nearly a year. He redesigned Edison's entire electrical generation system. Edison looked at him. Then Edison smiled. There was no $50,000. It had been a joke. Tesla picked up his coat, put on his hat, and walked out of the building. He never worked for Thomas Edison again, and the war that would define both their lives was about to begin. Tesla founded the Tesla Electric Company in 1887 and built a proper laboratory. George Westinghouse understood immediately. This was a complete, superior electrical system. A C could step up to high voltage for long-distance travel, then step down for safe home use. For every horsepower sold using his system, Tesla would receive a royalty. If it succeeded, Tesla would become one of the wealthiest men in America. He had invested everything: reputation, patents, company, money. So, indirect Edison current chose a strategy of pure ruthlessness. He launched a public campaign to destroy AES electricity through fear. He hired men to publicly electrocute animals using a C current across America. He lobbied New York to use a C in their electric chair, associating it with death. Edison's team called it the executioner's current. But Westinghouse and Tesla fought back with results, not propaganda. In 1893, they won the contract to light the entire World's Fair in Chicago. On opening night, over 100,000 light bulbs blazed to life, all powered by Tesla's alternating current. Reporters wrote it was like standing inside the sun. 27 million people electric light before. The war of currents was over. Direct current had lost. In 1893, an international commission chose Tesla's AC system. On November 16, 1896, the switch was thrown. Power generated at Niagara Falls traveled 26 miles, and lit up the city
Times
of
of
London
Buffalo
called it the greatest engineering achievement in the history
For a brief,
of civilization. Shining period. Nikola Tesla was the most
Every
celebrated
power grid
scientist
on Earth today
in the world. Operates on the principles Tesla established at Niagara Falls. But Tesla was already bored. His mind was racing. He had been working on radio transmissions since the early 1890s. In 1893, 2 years before Marconi, Tesla demonstrated wireless transmissions in 1897. When Marconi made his famous transatlantic transmission in 1901, Marconi received the Nobel Prize on Tesla's work. In 1909, not until 1943, received the year Tesla died, did the Supreme Court rule Tesla's in 1898 came first. He demonstrated the world's first remote-controlled vehicle at Madison Square Garden. The audience was so astonished, many thought he was controlling it with his mind. He built Tesla coils that shot enormous lightning bolts through the air. He investigated X-rays, radar principles, cosmic rays, and bladeless turbines. And always his mind returned to the great dream. Wireless power for all of humanity. The World Wireless System. We call it the Internet. In 1900, Tesla met J.P. Morgan, the most powerful banker in America. He presented plans for Wardenclyffe Tower, a massive transmission tower on Long Island. The tower would transmit both electricity and communications to any receiver on the planet. He invested $150,000. Construction began in 1901. The tower rose to 187 Workers dug 300 feet into the earth to create an underground conductor system. But Morgan began to understand Tesla's true ambition. Tesla wanted to give away electricity for free. Free. Completely free. For anyone. Morgan asked the question that killed the project. Where do I put the meter? There was no meter. That was the entire point. Morgan withdrew his funding. Tesla spent years desperately searching for new investors. In 1917 came. The U.S. military demolished the Wardenclyffe Tower. The dream was gone. The Westinghouse royalty agreement that should have made Tesla wealthy, Tesla himself had torn it up. When Westinghouse said the payments were threatening bankruptcy, Tesla canceled the contract. He walked away from what would have been millions of dollars in an act of pure generosity. After Wardenclyffe, the money was simply gone. He moved between hotels, sometimes unable to pay his bills. His reputation, once the most celebrated scientist in America, slowly faded. He became reclusive. He developed severe obsessive routines. He ate alone. He refused to shake hands. He was obsessed with the number 3. He never stopped working. He kept notebooks full of calculations, designs, and ideas until the very end. He lived his final years in room 3327. He fed the pigeons of New York from his window every single day. He had one favorite, a white female pigeon with gray wingtips. When that pigeon died, he said, something went out of my life. I knew that my life's work was finished. Nikola Tesla died on the 7th of January, 1943. He was found quietly in his hotel room. 86 years old. He had passed away. He died alone, in debt, with almost no possessions, largely forgotten by the world he had powered. Within hours, U.S. government agents seized all his papers. Some have never been fully released to the public. The world barely noticed. And yet, every time you switch on a light, you are using his system. Every time your phone connects to Wi-Fi, you are using technology he imagined in 1900. Carrying electricity across 100 miles, travels on his every remote current. Control, every electric motor, every radio signal, the global power grid, the foundation of modern telecommunications. Nikola Tesla is in awe of it, quiet, invisible, still powering the world. He once wrote, "The present is theirs. The future, for which I really worked, is mine." He was right. He was living in the future. The world was not ready for Nikola Tesla. It arrived. But the world we live in today was built on his shoulders. Remember his name. Thank you so much for watching Storytime English. If this story moved you, please like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Which part of Tesla's life surprised you the most? Was it the betrayal by Edison, the lost dream of Wardenclyffe, or the fact that we are all, right now, living inside a world he imagined? I'll see you in the next story. Until then, keep learning, keep reading, and keep exploring history. Take care.